Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the new and experienced investor podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Alex Barnett. I'm the new guy.
My name is Joe Holmes, and I'm the experienced guy.
Right on. And today we have a special guest. We're so excited. We have Stephanie Bello here with us today. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, let's just jump right into it. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody and maybe give us your story about how you got into real estate, what you were doing before that, and how it's going.
Yeah. So my name is Stephanie Bello. I'm a brand new agent. I'm here with Pelago. Joe's my broker. What was I doing before real estate? I was a student. Yeah. So I went to Vanguard University. I got my bachelor's degree in business administration. And so that was basically all I was doing. And then I just jumped into real estate.
Very cool. Well, when I met you, you were doing some social media stuff with the Gutierrez group. And were you planning the whole time to get into real estate and you were just kind of waiting? Okay, no?
Yeah, no,
okay.
no. Real estate was not my plan. I was thinking just social media and marketing was my whole plan. And yeah, things changed. I ended up getting my license. I was like, okay, well, let's do it. What can be so bad? What can we lose? And yeah, now I'm an agent. I'm all in.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
What made you decide that? I mean, what led you from graduating from college, doing social media stuff, and then like one day did you just wake up and say, or did somebody kind of say, hey, this is what you need to do?
I think Leo encouraged me to get my license.
Okay.
Yeah. So Leo's the team leader on the team that I'm at, the Gutierrez group. I would say he's the one who encouraged me.
Okay.
And then also seeing the agents at the office, all the deals they were doing, everything they were doing, that was also something.
Mm-hmm. And how did you meet Leo? Are you related in some way? Or?
I met Leo through Vanessa. Yeah.
Okay.
Vanessa told me that they were looking for an intern to work on their social media. So I was like, okay, I'll intern. I couldn't find the job at the moment. So I was like, I'll intern, I'll get the experience. And then after the internship, I'll just move on. But I ended up staying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that because you've also are kind of my party planner and you've planned a couple of Pelago events and they've all turned out really well. And you advertise and, send all this stuff out, which helps me out a lot. So I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah. And so since you do have a background in social media, that's kind of cool because we're seeing definitely how important that is in the real estate game, as far as bringing leads in or doing brand recognition. What are your thoughts on, social media and real estate? Because I do know a lot of people that are in real estate that don't like to do it. Like, what would you tell them?
I would say you definitely have to jump on it. Don't be left behind. Joe's on Instagram and YouTube, so why aren't you on Instagram
exactly.
and YouTube?
She just called me old, okay? That's fine. Not a problem. Everybody does. By the way, I did see you, I think it was on Instagram, and it was like super fast motion through a house you were showing.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that one. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's one of the trending videos right now. Okay. That audio also. It's one of the trending ones. So the intern we have right now for social media, I had her at my open house and I was like, hey, let's do this one. Cool. We filmed it on the spot. She edited it on the spot and it went up right there and then.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting. I saw, this little person running around real quick through all the house. And I'm going, is that Stephanie? I go, that is Stephanie. Oh, my God. How cute is that?
Yeah. Did you like it?
I loved it. Who thought of it?
No, but did you like it? Like
did you double tap the like button, Joe?
Oh, see, I'm old. I forget
we'll
these
make him go back and do it.
Oh, I'm going to have
I remember these things. I remember who likes and who doesn't like.
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. Absolutely correct. Yes, I'm sorry. I will go back. And I will do whatever I need to do to make sure that everybody likes it.
Let me call you on one more thing. Do you follow me on Instagram?
I don't honestly use Instagram a lot. Okay. Every once in a while, I'll post something, and it the other day it kind of said, okay, like why don't you post something with these pictures? And so I just did. But that's the last thing I posted. It's not like I post every week. I probably should, but. Yeah, I don't know if I'm following you.
Me neither. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to follow you.
Yeah.
And like everything.
Come on, get out there, Joe.
Yeah. No, I agree. Sorry.
You can
okay.
You can trade subs for subs. That's what it's all about. It's all about the algorithm.
Yeah.
What got you started in social media?
So I go to church, and one day the pastor needed someone to make some like graphic design stuff for upcoming events, I think, or something like that. And she was like, "Oh, can you do them?" And I was like, "Okay." I had never designed anything, nothing like that. And then they just continued giving me more work afterwards. I still do
Nice.
work for the church today on
Nice.
that
Okay.
side.
Mhm.
So then, yeah, I think that was where everything sparked from.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Okay. So you're just kind of getting led down a path, and
Mhm.
as the opportunities present
Yeah.
themselves, you're just going
Mhm.
for it.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. So where do you see, where can people most improve when it comes to social media and real estate? Just real estate, agents or investors specifically.
They can improve on posting reels using hashtags and trending sounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I see a lot of people, they'll post their videos, but they won't use a trending sound. Or they'll post their
Mm,
video, but they won't use hashtags. Or
that's
they're either
neat.
just do posts and no
Yeah.
videos.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, and use hashtags in your stories. I learned that one from
Oh,
someone
yeah.
else. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hashtags in your story.
Because then it'll
Yeah.
pop up
Yeah.
with the. Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. Nice. Okay. Gotcha. And so is your social media kind of mostly around being an agent and what that entails?
Yeah, so I don't have any personal social media anymore. I had my personal account that was private. Once I got my license and everything, I made it public, and now it's just all real estate, nothing personal on it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's it. Yeah. Real estate is life.
Yeah, so if you're a new agent, do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can kind of, commingle it. People want to see
Mhm.
what you're doing on the
Yeah.
weekends as well, because a
Yeah.
lot of times it's going to an open house or
Mhm.
something,
Yeah.
and so you kind of get to peek behind the curtain as
Yeah.
to how it takes your whole life.
Mhm.
So wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And you're part of the Gutierrez group, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What was so appealing about joining Leo's group?
What was so appealing was the mentality that he has and how he pushes you to move forward. I would
Yeah.
say that was something that was appealing.
Yeah, I love it because every time we go to an event, it's like you guys all roll together,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
you could tell, it's like
Mhm.
it's
The
a good
team is here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then anybody that knows Leo, it's like he's
Mhm.
just charismatic and
Mhm.
cool to be around. So I
Yeah.
totally get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool. And then so now you have somebody under you doing the social media intern.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, moving up the ranks just like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I
That-
still plan all of the events and
Yeah,
everything, but yeah,
that's good.
I'm glad we have someone for that already.
For sure. Yeah, it takes a lot. Okay, that's great. And would you advise someone join a team or, go out on their own and, kind of make mistakes on their own, or what would you suggest?
I would suggest they join a team if you're new to the industry because there's a lot to learn. You have all of their experiences to help you, you have their negotiation skills to help you as well. And then you learn a lot from them. Like, even just being in the same office, even if you don't have a deal going on, you hear the calls they're doing. And then you start learning how to speak. You start learning different things that you probably didn't know yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear about their mistakes, you learn
Yeah.
from them.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, it's a lot different than just watching YouTube videos.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Because I think people, they think that they can just get away with watching YouTube videos and then going and applying it. But once you're actually around like another team and they're encouraging you, it's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
That's
I would
great.
say new agents should also go to networking events.
Mm,
That's another big one.
okay. What's been your biggest takeaway from networking events?
You meet so many people in the industry that, let's say you have your deal going on now and you need like a title person. You probably met a title person that you got along with at one of the events, or you meet an investor. Now you can call up the investor and be like, "Hey, how's that project going that you spoke to me about? Let me go take a look at it," whenever you're there. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So how long have you had your license?
I got it in February
Nice.
and it's July now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's fresh.
Yeah.
Nice. Can you kind of let people know, since you're so close to getting it, what kind of that journey was like as far as studying and then taking the test,
Mhm.
how many times it took you to pass, all the details.
Yeah, so it was filled with procrastination. I took a while to get the license, but I got it. I didn't give up. It took me 3 tries.
Okay.
On the 3rd time, I passed it finally.
Oh, there you
The
go.
first time I took it, I felt like I was taking like the lending test to become a lender. It felt like that.
Right.
But then the 2nd and 3rd time, it was much more better. I didn't do a crash course. I just studied online and everything. But yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what do you mean it was kind of like a lending? It was.
I felt like there was a lot of lending questions. It
Okay.
asked me about points and
Right.
stuff. And I was like, I don't know this. This
Okay.
wasn't in the course. I don't know this.
I'm surprised because I know they took a lot of the math questions away.
Uh-huh.
You know, they don't ask you math questions like, you know, they asked when I got my license, which was a long time ago. But, you know, what you just said is a perfect example of what advice I give to brand new people. You know, get the course, the course material. And if you're not getting at least 90% on the practice exams, you're really not ready for taking the real exam. And then always take the crash course. You know, the crash course is basically going to give you all the answers. And if you're good at memorization, you're going to memorize all this stuff that's on the crash course. You're going to go and you're going to go, oh, I know that one. You know, we studied it. And you're going to be able to answer it right away.
Yeah.
So that's why I always tell people, obviously you didn't call me to get any advice.
I didn't.
Yeah. So, but for all of you out there, at least 90% on the practice exams, and keep practicing. And then right before you take the test, take the crash course, because that's really, really beneficial. And out of all this that you've learned, how much have you actually put into motion, so to speak, or is the reason for taking the exam to weed out those that maybe are not studying like they should? Or, you know, because I know they ask you about, you know, these things that you're never going to use again, you know, meets and bounds and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's like, you know, plot map stuff, and you know, like you don't really use any of that stuff, but you have to kind of memorize it for the exam. So have you run into any of that stuff? Like, you know, I always remember this phrase in real estate that they have. It's called functional obsolescence. You know what that is?
Yes.
Is that on the exam?
Yeah.
Still?
That's
Oh
on
my
the
God,
exam.
it's still on the exam. Yeah. Do you want to explain it? Or do you want me to explain
Functional obsolescence. If I remember the correct one, because there's like 3 obsolecences, right?
Yeah.
It's like, let's say there's like a 6-bedroom house and it only has 1 bathroom.
Okay.
It's that one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. And the other one is you
Economic.
have a 2-bedroom house and somebody down the street, and all of them are, you know, 2 and 3 bedrooms. And then somebody in the same neighborhood decides to build a 2-story. And so then how are you going to, you know, determine what the value of that property is if everybody else has 1 story? So it makes it difficult. And as the words say, it's functional, but it's obsolete. Right. And so I always remember that. You know, it's like, it's been a long time since I took the exam, but that seems to like have stuck. Yeah. And I guess that's on every exam. So if you're out there, I just gave you one of the questions.
I had a question like that too about that.
Did you? Yeah.
2-story house. Yeah. And then there's also how is it? How many feet in a mile or something like that?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't ask me. I don't use that stuff anymore. It's, you know,
you learn it to pass
footage and you know, how many square feet are in an acre and all that. It's like, you know what? That's what you know, realist is for. It's what the county record says. Right. County record says it's 5 acres. It's 5 acres. I believe it. You know, simple as that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess you learn most of it when you're out in the field, you know, doing the actual deals. Yeah. So tell us, how's the lead flow going? What's kind of your plan of attack now that you have your license?
It's a lot of cold calling. Yeah, cold calling the areas where the agents on the team have their listings. You know, hey, we have 2 buyers. They're looking to buy. Are you interested in selling and working with one of our buyers? Or it's calling the foreclosures, or no, pre-foreclosures actually. Yeah, it's a lot of that. Calling the farming. Door knocking.
Those are some of our lists.
Yeah, and I think, honestly,
So
what
what
you
the
just
heck?
said
I'm just kidding.
is what a lot of brand new agents are missing out.
Yeah.
They're not cold calling.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
If you're taking this profession seriously, then it's a job, and you have to cold call people. If you have buyers, then call in the area that they're looking. Just find out if you find somebody that hey, I've got a buyer already ready to go. Are you interested in selling? Yeah, I'm interested. They're not going to reach out to you. You have to reach out to them. So kudos for you guys doing that. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Figure out the hot times to be cold calling. That's what I've been doing. I'll keep track, like calls started going down at like 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. or something like that. And then okay, I shouldn't be calling around that time because no one's going to answer.
That's because I'm having lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's got food in their mouth.
Or they're picking up the kids at school.
Yeah. No, that's great too. Because when I was door knocking, I would door knock on the weekends, in the morning on Saturday, and then in the afternoon on Sundays, because in the morning on Sundays it's church. So I wouldn't, see anybody there. So I got to learn all that stuff. And then during the week, you may as well forget door knocking unless you go in the afternoon when somebody's home. If not, you're just knocking to a door where nobody's home. So those are things that you learn along the way. Absolutely.
How early would you start door knocking on Saturday?
Probably 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know that I do anything earlier than that. You could possibly do a 9. I mean, people work from 9 to 5, so to speak, during the week. So I do make calls at 9. But door knocking, I usually used to start at 10 and kind of go through lunch, then take a break, have lunch, and then continue knocking on Saturday. On Sundays, it would be in the afternoons after lunch that I would knock and then stay longer into the evening. On Sundays.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any conversations that you've had that stick out or that were kind of good that led to anything yet? Or how's it going?
When I was door knocking, there was a guy. I gave him the flyer. I was like, hey, we have buyers who are interested in purchasing right here in the area. He goes, okay, I'll give it to the owner of the property. I was like, oh, okay, he's a tenant. Okay. And then the following day he calls me and he's like, hey, do you remember me? And I was like, yeah, I remember you. He had told me his name. I was like, yeah, I remember you. And then he goes, oh, I need help finding a new place to lease. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll help you. He goes, yeah, because the owner of this place where I'm at, he was my friend. We were roommates, but he passed away. He was like, and now I got a note on my door saying that, like, I don't know what's going on. And so I got to vacate the property soon.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. I was like, does he have like a wife or something like that? And he was like, oh, there's an ex-wife, but nobody's been able to get into contact with her. Wow. And so the house is now under the ex-wife's name. So now it's the hunt to find the ex-wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did you help find that guy a place? Or is this still going on?
It's still going on.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still looking for the ex-wife.
Yeah. That's the key to everything.
Yeah.
And she's just going to be like, you know what? You can just have it. It's fine. Oh.
and that's fun too. I mean, tracking down somebody like that, hopefully they're not in another state and hopefully you can track them down and, convince them that obviously there's something that needs to be done here as well. I thought you were headed in a different direction. I had one of my agents was at my meetups that I do every month, and he brought this young lady with him. And then, I have everybody introduce themselves, and he introduced her as his wife. And I go, oh, really? I didn't know you were even married. And he goes, yeah, we actually met at your meetup. I go, really? I go, that's cute. Like, that's nice. You met at my meetup. Wow, you met your wife. I go, okay, sounds great. Yeah.
So they didn't even invite you to the wedding then?
Can you believe that?
I know. How
Alex
dare they?
did. Alex invited me to his wedding. Yes. Yeah. He had a beautiful wedding at the beach. It was freezing cold, but it was at the beach,
so it counts.
It was very nice. Yes.
Okay. I think sort of when you're talking about the cold calling and stuff, maybe that comes from, I know your guys' group is also focused on investing yourself So you take some of the tactics that maybe like investors use to reach out to homeowners. Have you thought about, getting any of your own properties? Is that kind of where the end game, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, that's the long-term plan. Right now, I mainly want to learn all about the transaction side, buyers, sellers. That's mainly what I'm focusing on right now. But the goal is to eventually do the investment side.
Okay, that's great. And so I know just from Joe, the brokerage you guys are under, Pelago, it's sort of investor friendly. What made you, decide to go with Pelago as your broker?
I think I was just born into Pelago. I don't know anything else besides Pelago.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know I'm in a good place. I've gotten to know Joe. I know that if there's any problem, I can just call him and he'll answer.
Yeah. And see how she pronounces it?
Yeah.
Pelego.
I know.
Yeah.
Let me get my.
Yeah. And her last name, Bello.
I know. Bello. Yeah.
You're
Sorry.
just American.
I know. I'm so
It's like,
whitewashed.
come on, you are.
Gosh.
Say it right. If you're going to say it right.
No. Okay. So you talked about farming areas. Yeah. What areas are you focusing on right now?
In the city of Orange, there's a specific area that hasn't been dominated. I'm focusing on that area.
That hasn't been dominated?
Yeah.
It's wide open?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How do you find out that it's not dominated?
You got to pull numbers from the MLS.
Oh, okay. So you see.
Go back and search 10 years.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So you see there's not a lot of sales going on, or just not
there's not one agent that's dominating it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Wow. I like that. Okay.
So what's the makeup of the neighborhood?
It's a lot of single family homes. There's 3 condo communities in there.
Okay, so first time buyers.
Yeah.
Okay. And usually a condo community, there's pretty high turnover, which is nice. Opposed to a senior community, there's still high turnover there, but for a different reason.
Yeah.
You got it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. So yeah, when you're looking at a farming area, you need to account for all that stuff, because obviously you don't want to move into an area like where I live. I mean, I'm the original owner. I've been there for over 42 years, and a lot of my neighbors are the same way. So you don't want to really be farming in my area, because I don't plan on moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, condo community is awesome that you picked there, and definitely not a senior community. Yeah.
Okay, so door knocking, cold calling. What about like hosting open houses? Is that something that you do? And what can you kind of explain what that is?
Yeah, so hosting an open house, let's say Joe has a listing. I call him or I text him, hey, Joe, can I host your open house this weekend? I promise I'll try my hardest to find you a buyer. And then if the person that goes to the open house doesn't have an agent, you can represent them.
Oh, okay.
You put up your signs, your flags.
Wow, nice. And is that does that work?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I've gotten leads from it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so people walk in, like, hey, and they say, we want to put in an offer, but we don't have an agent. Nice.
Okay. So you must be doing something right. If you're at an open house and you're getting leads, then you're doing something right. So what is it that you're doing at the open house? I mean, honestly, most agents go there, they open the door and they sit on the couch. And I teach them, you better not be sitting on the couch when I'm over there training you.
Yeah.
So what is it that you do? Let's say Alex walks in. What's the first thing you're going to do?
Well, before that, there's a tip.
Okay.
You have to put up a lot of signs.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And a broker once told me that I used to work with a long time ago. He goes, the amount of people that come to your open house will be exactly the amount of signs you put out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he used to always put out 10 to 15 signs. And I mean, every direction coming into there, it had a sign. Yeah. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes. Signage is important.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if Alex came in, I'd be like, oh, hello, Alex. Welcome to the open house. Give him a flyer. Here's the flyer. This is 3-bed, 2-bath home, whatever. Then I'll give him the house tour. And as I'm giving them the house tour, I'm finding out if he's a first-time home buyer, if he's an investor, if he has an agent, doesn't have an agent. If this is even the type of house he's looking for, what if he's looking for a 10-bedroom house and, Newport Beach or something, then I know, okay, like let me shift the conversation over here to Newport
Okay.
Beach or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Dang, yeah.
Nice. So Alex walks in to my open house and he tells me I'm working with an agent and I'm doing this. Was he parking the car or something for you? It's like, oh no, it's my cousin that lives in
that's
San
it.
Francisco that
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
he told me just to go to the open house and then he'd write the offer.
Mhm.
And at that point, you know, it's like, okay, well, Alex is free game as far as I'm concerned, you know. Hey, Alex, you know, I understand you have a cousin up in San Francisco. Does he do this on a full-time basis? You know, I just kind of make you feel a little bad for
Right.
being there by yourself and not having your agent there with
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
and start you thinking, well, Alex, you know, this is going to be the biggest purchase probably in your life. Don't you want somebody to kind of be by your side to tell you, okay, well, this is good, this is bad, you know, maybe we can negotiate this down and this, and, you know, instead of, I'm going to call a cousin from San Francisco and tell him what I saw.
Right.
But, you know, how are you going to tell him everything? You know, so I'm a little bit more aggressive when it comes to open houses because you have a lot of people that, you know, do that. Every time I put a listing on, I get a call from an agent. You having an open house this weekend? I know what they're asking. They're going, oh yeah, you're going to have an open house. I'm going to send my client by because I'm too lazy to go show him,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so I always tell them, no, I'm not,
Yeah.
you know, sorry, I'm not,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, figure it out.
You gotta go check yourself.
You know, so yeah, so I just food for thought. I'm just a little bit, you know, more aggressive, but that's me, you know, in that Alex, you're going to
You are
work with me. Okay. Forget about your cousin in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't even like him that much.
Yeah. Forget about him. Okay. Let's do a deal.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's what you have to look forward to. I have a feeling her approach might be a little bit softer. Than
Yes,
that,
I agree.
More subtle.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
So-
And then
Yeah.
during the week, I'm calling them or messaging them since
Yeah,
they signed into the open house
exactly.
sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally.
I'm
No,
like,
no,
hey, did you
absolutely.
like the
Follow-
house?
Yeah.
Follow up is really important.
Yeah.
Very
Mhm.
important.
Wow,
You know, because at
that's-
that point, they know you're a professional. They know
Yeah.
you care. You know, they know that you're trying to help them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people like that when you pay attention to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. I mean, you seem to be, you know, using a lot of techniques and tactics that I feel like maybe beginner agents might not know, or
Mhm.
maybe they don't apply it. You know,
Yeah.
you're out there, you know, just hitting the ground running.
Mhm.
Is that in your nature, or is that from being a part of the team and having people push you, or?
I think it's part of being part of the team.
Okay.
But before, when I didn't have any open houses, I would go to other agents' open houses. I wouldn't present myself as an agent. I would just show up and then look
Yeah.
around the house and
Yeah.
like, oh, do you have an agent? Yeah, I have an agent.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I'd just be like, oh, my family's looking and I just saw your sign, so I just came. But
Yeah.
I had a whole list of open houses on my phone to go
Okay.
to.
Wow.
And so then I would see what were the agents doing.
Mm.
And then I'd be like, oh, okay, like that's not good or that's good. I should take that.
Okay.
So I learned a lot like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's going to be like the top, 1% of people actually taking action and,
Mhm.
taking.
Just recently, 4th of July, I live in we lost the light.
Yeah.
I live in Mission Viejo, and we have like a street party that the city puts on every year. And they have, booths and, the trucks there with food and all that stuff. 4 of the booths this year were real estate companies.
Whoa.
And these were pretty big companies that, you would say, oh, I know that company.
Mhm.
I walked by every one of them. The agents were behind a table, okay,
their
with some
phone.
stuff to give away, but they were sitting there on their phone.
Yeah.
And I'm walking by like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you should be in front of this table. You should be
Yeah.
greeting everybody as they come by.
Mhm.
Can I help you maybe with a purchase, a sale, an investment? You need to be talking to people because why are you there if you're going to sit in the back and, sit there on your phone? And I know a few of the agents, and they are pretty big time agents, they are doing deals in that area.
Okay.
Obviously that's why they, decided to pay for a booth, but to sit there and just be on your phone, And that's why, I mean, when I go to open houses, that's where I find most agents on the couch playing with their phone, instead of getting up, greeting me and,
Right.
finding out exactly why I'm there, So
Yeah.
kudos to you that you're doing all that stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Way to go.
And a lot of them don't even follow up with you.
No.
I'll sign in and then I'll put my mom's phone or her email
Yeah.
because I know she's going to tell me, oh, a real estate agent called me or something.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I usually sign in Mickey Mouse. Yeah. So
Celebrities.
probably that's why they're not calling me.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But that tells me another thing. If you have a sign-in sheet,
Mm-hmm.
and I've given it to Alex to sign in, he signs in.
Mhm.
I look at it right away.
Mhm.
Alex, wait a second. I thought you said your name was Alex, not Mickey Mouse. Why'd you
Yeah.
write Mickey Mouse here? I understand if you don't want to write your
Yeah.
correct information,
Yeah.
but don't write anything next time.
Yeah.
It's like, again, I'm way more aggressive during open houses.
Joe will just call you out
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, we're really excited to see, what the future has in store for you. Why don't you give some advice, take us home, give some advice to maybe somebody on the fence about getting their license or getting into real estate in general?
I would say just get the license. What do you have to lose? Yeah, I mean, you're already in square one. If you get the license and then you don't end up liking real estate, then you just go back to square one. You're back at where you're at right now. What do you have to lose? Just go for it.
All right. I love
Go
it.
for it.
Go for
Go
it.
for
That's
it.
it. Come on.
Go for it. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, well, where can people reach out to you? What's the best way to get a hold of you if they have, a listing or they want you to represent them?
Instagram at Stephanie Bello. What's my OC Realtor or my Realtor?
Okay.
I gotta check.
Yeah. We'll drop it in the notes
Yeah,
as well if
yeah,
you
right
get it to
here.
me. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, well, thank you so much, Stephanie, for
Mhm.
joining us, and all of you out there. We'll be back next week. Make sure to subscribe, share this with your friend, anyone new or experienced. And Joe, anything to add?
No, thank you. Thank you for being a new agent. Thank you for being on a team. Thank you for being productive. I love to see all that stuff.
Thank you, Joe.
Absolutely love
Thank you,
to see
Joe.
all that stuff. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, see you guys.
If you want some more advice on real estate investing, reach out to us one-on-one.